Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I filmed this. Now, let me be very clear here. For Falcon Heavy, I filmed an unbroken shot from launch to landing. This is not CGI. I was there.
CGI. Do you actually think that I can't tell with the naked eye that that's CGI?
Yes, I definitely am making that assertion that if you think this is CGI, then you are not the expert that you proclaim yourself to be. Why?
Because I'm calling you out and saying I don't believe this footage is real? So that means that I'm not sincerely, an expert with film? Because I don't believe this is real?
If you are claiming that my footage is CGI, and here's another thing. I wasn't the only one that filmed it. In fact, if I could just snap my fingers, I would have Astronomy Live here to tell you because he also filmed it himself. In fact, hang on, let's try that. Astronomy Live, do you exist?
Hello.
Oh shit, Astronomy Live is here. Another person filmed an unbroken shot from launch to landing with his LX200 with a Canon T5i. Would you like to tell him that his footage is also fake?
No, because I haven't seen his footage.
Do you want to send me a link to that?
You know what artifacting is, Reds?
Yes, I know what artifacting is.
Okay. You have a ton of artifact in these shots. I can't believe you're going to stand here and try to tell it's real.
So is it this bit in particular that you, JM, are saying that is fake? This bit of the landing here?
This bit of the landing is fake, yeah.
Right, and just to clarify, you are claiming that Reds is lying about the fact that he filmed this live.
Unfortunately.
So what I did is I used a Meade 8-inch LX200 Classic using software that I wrote myself to be able to track the rocket smoothly with a joystick or with video tracking throughout the entire launch to landing process. So it uses a computerized telescope with motors and controlled by the software that I developed to be able to track it from launch to landing in one continuous shot. I recorded that with a Canon T5i. The guide camera was a Samsung SDC 435 mounted on top of the security camera lens to be able to see it. Oh, there's my footage there on YouTube. So this is from the very first Falcon Heavy launch in February 2018.
I love it.
What's so funny?
Are you also claiming that this is CGI then, JM?
I'm claiming it's special effects. Yeah, that's what I'm claiming.
I'm not saying you don't have expertise in something. What I'm saying is you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's the actual verbiage I used. All right? You literally do not know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to our footage. We have multiple shots of the same thing happening from multiple different people.
Right, JM, here's the. I just want to break down exactly what's happening here, right? Okay. Red he's just an ugly as fuck plumber from Florida, right? He's not anything special. His face is a weapon of war.
Yes.
He doesn't have any training in creating CGI. He doesn't have any contacts with, that if that's CGI, it's some of the best CGI I've ever seen, right? So, he would have to have all his contacts, and it matches up with not just Astronomy Live's footage, but their own footage of what it was. And Reds, I don't think Reds could have those kind of contacts to be able to make that. So where did he go to get this kind of incredible CGI made? And Astronomy Live and SpaceX.
I can't answer that, but
go ahead, JM. Tell him.
Somebody said they were at an airport and they heard a guy talking or something. He turned around and realized it was Rhetoric, and he actually took a snapshot of Red, and they can prove now that Red has a full script that he's reading from. That he's getting it directly from NASA. All of his evidence is why he quotes so many numbers and everything. This guy takes a picture, walks right up to him, and goes, "I got you, Red," and Red flips out and he runs off, hiding his face.
Really? Yeah, and they're gonna do an expose on him.
They're gonna do a whole exposure on him.
He said we could do it, expose it on the, but allegedly he's linked to Freemasonry and all this.
Not only that, but allegedly everybody's gonna recognize his face.
Oh, really?
Well, Jaron was listening to a SpaceX or NASA broadcast or something like that, and he called me and he goes, I swear to God, this is Red's Rhetoric. And the dude sounds like him. It really does. But, without any other proof, who knows? But, man, the audio evidence he had was...
If the rabbi's got photo evidence, which he says he does, and comes out and blows this open, I'm just curious, who the hell is he?
Go ahead.
JM, I will offer to, and I'm sure Red will help crowdfund this too, if we want to fly him down here.
Sounds good.
So we'll get you a ticket, jump down here. Red has just got a new Nexstar mount that we're going to set up with my tracking software. I've got my LX200 with my tracking software. I have a third laptop that is free now and unused. I've got another pair of joysticks I can grab. I will offer, and I've got another Nexstar mount that I can grab. I will give you control of your own telescope. You can test it out yourself before launch. You can verify it's not faking anything. It's not inserting anything in any footage. You can track it yourself at the next LZ-1 landing and come see this for yourself and track it yourself with a high-precision camera system and tracking.
When is it?
Oh,
I don't know when the next
SpaceX, we don't know yet. There's plenty of launches this year, though. If you don't care about the landing, you could go to the Mars rover launch this summer.
Actually, I do know.
I would actually love to come down there just to hang out with you guys and do this. Hey, negative exponents. Just so you know, I've been to Cape Canaveral. I've watched I'm not saying rockets aren't being fired up into the air. They are. The problem is they're falling into the water. Well, they've got teams of divers that collect that stuff, put it up on a boat, and they take it back to Cape Canaveral. Okay? Yeah. We've got video of this. We've got pictures of this.
Oh, so I was under the impression that there was this massive junkyard out there, JM. That's not the case?
Well, no, there is a junkyard, but a lot of those rockets actually, well, you're not going to like this, but a lot of those rockets actually also have helium tanks in them or hydrogen tanks in them, so that it helps give them buoyancy. Why have you ever when Mad Rick Hughes launched his rocket, he almost broke his back.
Mad Mike Hughes.
How come the rockets from Cape Canaveral go up slow? You're talking about millions of pounds of pressure. That thing should be boom gone, because we launch rockets all the time in the military. Boom gone. Like the numbers NASA says are coming out of those nozzles cannot be for the speed at which that rocket is going up, which is really slow.
Could you please tell me where you got your degrees and what fields of science or whatever your degree is in?
Sure, absolutely. My bachelor's degree is in film production, and not just. Hold on there, genius. Because I'm gonna show you why it's applicable. Did you know that science is biology, chemistry, biochemistry, physics, and the technology and environmental sciences? So anything having to do with technology is also part of science. Why? Because it has what we call a testable variable, okay, which science has to have. So astronomy is not a science. Astrophysics, not a science, because there's no variable testable, or no testable variable in those sciences. So film production, however, is. Now, the reason film production is relevant, Jesse, is because you were taught, like I was taught, we all were taught, that they walked on the moon. The problem with that is someone with my expertise can go into those videos, tear them apart, and show you that those are men on wires, that there's two different light sources coming. Because as a producer, Jesse, as a film producer, Jesse, which is also what I am, okay, I have the authority in that technical field in order to explain that. So, first problem, again, sit down, school is now in session. My second degree is in instructional design and technology, which is also, as I just established, a science. Now, before you laugh, here's the point. An instructional design and technology degree means that you know the books that you get in school that you read. I'm the person that puts those books together, Jesse. I'm the one that actually is responsible for teaching or establishing the teaching tools that you use in school. So that also makes me a subject matter expert basically on anything that I present, because I have to, because I have a scholar's degree, Jesse. Now, if you don't know the definition of a scholar, it is somebody with a graduate level of education. Now, did you have something of value you could add?
Yes, I would not be so condescending and wave my degrees around when your bachelor's is in film production and your master's is in, what was that? Can you repeat that? What was your master's in?
Jesse.
What's the first word, Jesse? Instruction. Instruction, which means I can walk into any university and teach. So sit down and be quiet.
You do know, dude, you do know that Astronomy Live has a PhD in the scientific field. Hey, Mr. PhD, would you like to speak to whether or not your shit is actually evidence and proof of something?
Yes, it's observational evidence. That's how I generated the orbit. Yes, math was used to calculate the orbit, but that calculation was performed based on empirical data. That's a term we use in science.
Because Astronomy Live has got a PhD, that makes him a god? Really? Like, if you're a scientist, Astronomy Live,
it makes him an authority. Jim, it makes him an authority in his field.
He's an authority in what?
In his field.
Let's talk about authority, because let's get this straight really quick.
It literally makes him an authority in his field. He is a doctor of the thing that he does. Which STEM field? Which STEM field
Astronomy
is your
Live,
degree in?
your PhD is in what, specifically?
It's in a scientific field. It's not astronomy. I'm not saying I'm a astronomer.
Okay, then shut the fuck up. Y'all
Dude,
he's got a PhD and he's an authority.
Okay, I'm gonna step in. The point of bringing up the fact that he had a PhD was to have a guy who actually has a doctorate in a scientific field to tell you what is and is not scientific evidence.
You want to tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about?
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about because I was there to film it, asshole.
Right,
you literally don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're literally pulling shit out of your ass because Flat Earth is like a religion for you. Whenever we present to you evidence on top of evidence, mathematics on top of mathematics, based off of empirical fucking observations, and you're still not fucking satisfied. Fuck me, man.
Globies have a religion called Globe Earth.
We don't have any religion, JM. No, because we don't base anything on faith. We base everything on evidence and logic. That's the only thing that matters to us.
Is not.
And no matter how much evidence we present, you just refuse.
Math is not evidence.
Math is proof. Math is where proof exists.
Is not a proof. All right, well,
no. Math is what you use for proof, JM. That's like literally a fundamental thing of science.
Math is a tool to help you figure out your proof.
Yeah, that's exactly. You have it. Math is a tool that helps you prove things. That's what
I want to talk to you a little bit about the manipulation of math. And I know that throughout the years, we've all been shown E equals mc squared and the formula for gravity and the formula for all these, relativity and all these things. And I don't know whether it was consciously or subconsciously, but in my mind, I knew that math was being manipulated to prove things for science. And I instinctively knew math is not a proof, folks. Just because I can do a mathematical equation doesn't mean it'll work out in the real world. Now, some of you are like, that's garbage. That's not true. No, math proves things. No, it doesn't. And I'm going to demonstrate it for you. Actually, really simply. In algebra, that you've heard of the statement, a glass half full, glass half empty, right? Both of those statements are true. They're both correct. Okay? The glass is either half full or half empty. That, in that context, is a true statement. Okay? So let's go. E equals empty and F equals full. So we have 1/2 E equals 1/2 F full. Okay, and again, that algebraic equation is true on paper, and it's also true in the real world. Okay. Now, is there a way that we can, in algebra, make this statement or a mathematical equation true, and in the real world make it not true? As it turns out, there is. It's actually quite simple. In basic algebra, we're told that you can multiply anything by a factor of 2, and it will not affect the equation. It will actually be true and correct. However, if we, with this equation, 1/2 E equals 1/2 F, if we multiply both sides by 2, what we get is E equals F. That is not true. You can't have something, the glass being fully empty does not equal the glass being fully full. Okay? Now in algebra, they would say that's a true statement. But in the real world, it is not true. Correct? Because I can't have an empty glass and say it's a full glass. It is this type of math that they are using to explain relativity and all these other craziness that they've taught you from a young age that is true, that is supposedly true. Okay? But really simply here, if we look at this, folks, we need to be smart enough and wise enough to be able to realize that math does not make something true in our physical reality. Okay?
Science is the observation of the natural world, or the study of the natural world through observation and experiment. There's no such thing as astrophysics. It's physics, folks. I'm a physicist, it's physics. Neil deGrasse Tyson claims to be an astrophysics. There is no difference in the physics. If even space existed, physics is physics. Things would operate the same way in a vacuum as they do. It doesn't matter. It's still physics. Such astrophysics. You have to have a time machine in order to test anything in that arena. Okay? There's no such thing as astrophysics. It's a term they conjured up to go make you go, oh, astrophysics. He's a really smart, dumb guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, folks, when I come out, if you've gone to my website, I have a scholar's background. Not that I even like talking about it, and I had to put it on my website because of the debate and discussion over this, but I have a Master's of Science degree, so I've done my research to this young lady.
A master's? I thought you had a bachelor's. I got to go back and edit my YouTube comment.
Yeah, I have a Master's of Science.
Master's of Science, not a Bachelor's of Science.
It's a graduate's degree, one below doctorate.
Okay. Cool. And I'm sure that took a dick ton of time.
Oh my! Well, actually, I could brag a little bit, but I hate bragging too. But in this arena, I guess you kind of gotta. I get a lot of people that like to call names and be stupid. I did my master's degree in 1 year. I got a 3.75 GPA. I have dismantled all of both Newton's and Einstein's theories. So I guess they weren't really all that much of a genius to begin with, or you wouldn't be able to rip apart their theories. Yeah, I don't know if that says anything about me, but maybe. We'll leave it at that.
And I would very much like to see your analysis and explanation of what is fake and how the numbers show that it's raw data and can still be fake. I would love to hear your analysis and explanation of that, because I don't think there is one. Yes, Rex.
Hey, Craig. I'm going to go ahead and thank you for this dumpster fire. I got a telescope mount that I have to set up and everything like that, make an unboxing video, that kind of shit. Totally CGI equipment, of course.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you, Craig, a Google Drive to my raw footage tomorrow. Send that shit to JM. And then JM, You go ahead and do whatever the fuck it is that you're going to do, and you come back to Fight the Flatters and Flatters channel and tell us what you see. I guarantee you, I'm not going to be surprised with what you decide. You're going to find some way to make excuses as to why you think it's fake. But prove me wrong.
How about you not try to prejudge me? Okay.
Oh, the same way that you decided not to.
Just send me the fucking shit and quit trying to fucking poke at me.
He's making a prediction.
Grow up. Thanks.
He's just making a prediction.
Yeah, the same way you decided not to prejudge me and call me a liar before you even took a look at the raw fucking footage. Get the fuck over yourself, you fucking hypocrite.
I did not prejudge you, and I did not call you a liar. Those words
you did.
I mean, JM.
Yeah, you did.
No,
JM, to be fair, JM, I literally asked you.
The footage looks fake, but
JM,
I never called you a liar.
JM, I'm sorry, I do have to correct you because I asked you the question directly. Are you saying that they are lying? And you said, unfortunately, yes.
Okay, you asked me that behind closed doors, Greg.
No, I asked you that on the stream.
Behind closed doors.
I asked you
like
that
20
whilst
minutes
we were
ago.
streaming. I literally asked you that whilst we were streaming. I didn't ask you that behind closed doors. That was part of this stream.
It was like 20 minutes ago. I was here.
I cannot wait for your groveling apology, GM. It's going to be great.